Is there anything that makes PYPL attractive right now? This stock has been the worst performer for me. I went in long January 2025 $80 calls right before last earnings. It has floundered since. I was hoping the new CEO would shake things up, as he offers some Bitcoin exposure. I don't even know if there's any real opportunity for growth in Bitcoin anymore. I've tried to average into my calls. Right now I have 49 of them with a break-even of $87.95. Is there any catalyst on the horizon to hopefully bring this stock back up to the $70-$80 range over the next few months? It seems like every green day is met with 2-3 red days to follow. X200B. Quite frustrating. I sold puts on it last year and got out at a loss when it was around $195 share. The most bullish thing about it these days is the fact that there's a Reddit post talking about how terrible it is once a week. Next few months? I really doubt it. Should have unloaded long ago. Has this sub just got new people from a year ago? I thought people would have learned from last year's bear market about buying when sentiment is low. But all those people a year ago mocking those for buying Meta, Adobe, or even just the damn index have disappeared to be replaced by new people mocking those for buying a new set of companies at 52-week lows. You'd think the attitude would change, but I guess that's why most don't beat the index. I bought in my entry point at $59 in August. I'm long. I'd stay away from it. You're going to find a lot of cheerleaders for it on retail forums that are bag-holding bad and think past price indicates future performance. Averaging calls. Dumbest thing possible. You average stocks that have no chance at zero, not calls. It's cheap and growing. Meta was tumbling for a wasn't. I remember all the morons here saying the company was a bad buy under 100. Almost nothing has changed for PYPL. The multiple compression will reverse on a catalyst like earnings call. No. New CEO will be a good change of pace. PayPal seems like a good buy right now. If results continue to be good, it's really hard for me to see it going lower. It doesn't mean that it can't due to unforeseen issues. PayPal's results speak for themselves. Fair price is 75 now. Earnings is going to be the next day that will bring interest, obviously. My biggest question for PayPal and Square. What are the actual plans to monetize Venmo and Cash App? PayPal probably has no real plan, which is why they tried to buy Pinterest. When valuation is the only reason to buy something, it's too early to buy it. Intel, Disney and PayPal are value traps of this decade. Nothing, zilch. My bags. Lol, if you think it's going anywhere but up, oof. They exist in a now moatless space, and can't buy their way into relevancy and market share through acquisitions forever. Now the big boys are in the arena. Our firm recently downgraded it. I unloaded client positions at the start of the summer. There are too many payment platforms now. There's nothing special about PayPal. Also, screw them for charging fees on eBay and not protecting sellers worth a shit. I've been putting about $400 a week in stocks, usually DCA and ETFs. But I bought PYPL today. It's only 6 shares, so I figured I'd be regarded. Team blind reviews point to some major problems internally. Maybe the new CEO can help, but that may take years. Interesting. People were so bullish a few months ago and now the comments have finally turned bearish. For me personally, I've consistently been bearish on PayPal even when it was in the 300s. If you buy now, it'll probably be for a midterm valuation play. But there's so many other deals in the market. I wouldn't take a midterm valuation play unless I had over 20 cash. It's a huge dumpster fire of a stock. It's a walking zombie company, much like Yahoo. They stopped innovating and doing anything cool after the first year they were created. Sinking ship. I think PayPal is past its prime and will most likely continue shrinking due to the rise of banks offering similar services. I know stock subreddits don't like talking about crypto, but it is applicable here, so hopefully mods let it slide. BTC halving is in May and all the metrics for Bitcoin adoption are looking really good right now. Obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but if this crypto cycle looks anything like the previous ones, that $1 billion worth of BTC they are sitting on could be worth upwards of $6 billion at the next blow off top. Against a market cap of $60 billion, that isn't nothing. Full transparency, I don't own any PYPL and own a lot of BTC. I am not shilling anything here, just adding to the discussion. You don't think Bitcoin will grow? Do you live under a rock? Looking at the monthly chart, at $40, $45, it will be a great spot to buy. That's the company everyone hates? Listen to Buffett. If you don't delight your users, then it's headed for the toilet. As a consumer, I see PayPal as old. They were first to market and reigned as king for a long while. There are some major competitors and PayPal has failed to keep up with comp. In at $58, wizards of our stocks notwithstanding. According to their stock price, they will report an 85% decline in users YOY, so anything less than that should send the stock back above 200 in less than 3 hours. I am crying loudly, crying enough said. I'll say this, to this day I still only ever see two choices whenever I want to buy anything from virtually any website. 1. Give us your credit card information. 2. Check out with PayPal. Not Venmo. Not Stripe. PayPal. Bitcoin's going to eat PayPal's lunch, it has no future. Sell it and buy Novo Nordisk. It has 33 times this year had an all-time high and is on a growth journey never seen before. But Apple. Nah, fuck PayPal, such a shit company, haven't used them since eBay dropped them. PYPL is probably suffering like all financial stocks. There's lots of better companies to invest your money and time. Tried to tell you people 2 years ago to abandon this garbage. Was told I'm an idiot. Stock is done for. I'd recommend diving into their quarterly annual reports, analyst forecasts, and perhaps even looking into forums or discussions that focus on fintech stocks to gather a more rounded understanding. What are your thoughts on PYPL's long-term growth prospects compared to its competitors? No. Don't worry. They'll swap Bitcoin for some BSAI in the next earnings call. SQ is better. I bought 50 shares of PYPL around 260 and sold for 126. I lost more than $5,000. I will never ever touch this garbage. Do my hopes and dreams count? $65 average and averaging down occasionally. If you think Bitcoin was anything but a red flag, you need to spend more time in our Bitcoin. Absolutely the wrong asset to be using calls on unless you're selling them. The stock is in an established downtrend. Unless there is some major catalyst to trigger a reversal, which has not happened. The most likely situation is it going sideways after the selling is completed. There is some argument in buying the shares as a value play, but absolutely never time-dated options. On the long side, if you're going to go long an option, you need to have a momentum chart. You don't. Fair price is $75 now. It is if you believe in mean reversion.